Not card on the door.
Good evening and welcome to our Planning Commission meeting, October 20th. If we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Rosa Holloway, and she did provide notice of her absence this evening, so she will have an excused absence. John DeLulo, he did not provide notice. He will be an unexcused absence. Maria Carney.
Here.
Dr. Jeff Rivera.
Here.
Carmelo Aquendo.
Here.
Tabitha Rubin.
Here.
We have a quorum, Mr. Chairman, and Ms. Rubin will be a voting member this evening.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chair. I also want to add that member Brandon Whaley also presented his resignation effective October the 8th. And that has been submitted to City Council, and they will receive applications to fill that seat.
Thank you. Do you have approval of the minutes?
I'll go ahead and approve it.
I'll second it.
I have a motion made to approve by Maria Carney and a second by by Carmelo Aquendo. I'm so used to having you on this side.
Yeah, I know.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Passes 4-0. First case, DRC case number, resolution number CNU 20-00004, 2020-263R. Type of application, conditional use.
Good evening, Melissa Dunklin, Planning and Zoning Manager. This item is a request for conditional use approval for Shamrock Auto to allow an automobile bodywork and painting use within the inside of a currently existing building located at 1107 Eastern Avenue. The subject property has a future land use of commercial. The proposed use is consistent with the provisions of the Land Development Code, Table 3-7, which identifies automobile bodywork and painting as an allowable conditional use within the business commercial zoning district. This request meets the strategic plan goals for economic development and growth management. On or before October 7th, 2020, staff reviewed this request and recommends approval. As such, it is requested that the Planning Commission approve Resolution 2020-0263R to allow for automobile bodywork and painting at 1107 Eastern Avenue. At this time, staff is available for questions, and the applicant is also present and available for any questions.
Thank you.
Based on the application, they are already doing this type of work there, correct?
If the applicant come up, state your name and address for the record.
Mike Riley Jr., owner of Shamrock Auto Body.
So my question was, based on the application, you're already doing this type of work?
Yes, we've been doing it for 20 years there. The paint booth that we are looking to put in is going right next to an existing paint booth in the same building where that paint booth has been residing for 12 years. So.
I guess I'm just a little confused why after...
We were too.
You were too? Okay, so it's not just me. Okay.
This was part of an expansion plan, and it was permitted a year ago. It was part of the expansion of Shamrock Auto Body, where we added on a newer building, and then we expanded our facilities. and it is to increase our business and hopefully increase employees as well within the city.
I don't have a problem with it, I just find it unclear.
Do you guys have any other questions?
No.
Any other questions? Okay. We'll open up to the public. Any questions from the public? No questions from the public. We'll close the public down. Any final questions from the commission?
Just to remember, Mr. Chairman, for the members of the commission, to make sure in your motion you express that you've contemplated all of the factors in the Land Development Code supporting the application.
Thank you. Do I have a motion?
I'll motion to accept it. I would like to motion to recommend approval of resolution number CNU 20-00004/2020-263R, based on the 6 factual matters with the Land Development Code.
I'll second it.
I have a motion made by Mr. Oquendo and a second by Ms. Carney. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Passes 4-0.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Chairman, I think, don't want to steal Ms. Duncan's thunder, but I believe because the agenda items B, C, and D are all related to the same applicant and property, I think the city wishes to make the presentation simultaneously for the entire remainder of the agenda, but then obviously the commission should take the matters one by one in terms of the deliberation and recommendations.
Okay, so I'll call all three together.
But you'll have to call the cases.
Next case, we'll call all three. We have a case, DRC case number, ordinance number ANX 20-00005, 2020-27, type of application, voluntary annexation. With the next case being DRC case number, ordinance number CPA 20-00006, 2020-28. And that's type of application, future land use map amendment, small scale. And DRC case number, ordinance number ZMA 20-00006, 2020-29, type of application, zoning map amendment.
Good evening, Melissa Dunklin, Planning and Zoning Manager. The case before you is Big Sky Storage Development requesting voluntary annexation of approximately 3.53 acres of land into the City of St. Cloud city limits. The subject property is generally located east of Big Sky Boulevard and north of East Earl Bronson Memorial Highway. The subject property qualifies for annexation under Section 171.044 of state statutes. It is contiguous and reasonably compact. It abuts the city limits on the eastern property boundary. It is compatible with the surrounding area, causing no adverse impacts to city facilities. The proposed request meets the strategic plan goal for growth management. Staff has reviewed this request and recommends approval. Likewise, it is requested that the Planning Commission recommend approval of ordinance number 2020-27 based on the 16 findings within the Land Development Code. This is the concurrent future land use amendment request for Big Sky Storage Development. The applicant is requesting to change the future land use from the county's commercial future land use designation to the city's commercial future land use map designation. The request is compatible with the surrounding area, causing no adverse impacts to city facilities. The proposed request meets the intent for the strategic plan goal for growth management. Staff has reviewed this request and recommends approval. It is requested that the Planning Commission recommend approval of ordinance number 2020-28 based on the 16 findings within the Land Development Code. And this final item is the concurrent zoning map amendment request for approximately 3.53 acres of land generally located east of Big Sky Boulevard and north of East Earl Bronson Memorial Highway. The applicant is requesting to change the zoning from the county's commercial tourist to the city's highway business zoning district. The requested zoning classification is consistent with the commercial future land use category and is compatible with the surrounding area, causing no adverse impacts to city facilities. The proposed request meets the intent for the strategic plan goal for growth management. Staff has reviewed this request and recommends approval. Likewise, it is requested that the Planning Commission recommend approval of ordinance number 2020-29 based on the 16 findings within the Land Development Code. Both staff and the applicant is available for questions.
Thank you. Is the applicant present? They come up and say something? State your name and address for the record.
Yes, it's Jonathan Martin with Kimley Horn Associates, the engineer for the project, and we're just here to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any questions from the commission?
This is across from City of Life.
Yes, approximate, but yes, it's directly across some big sky.
Okay.
I think my question's probably for Melissa. Does this create another enclave with annexing? I can't tell from this map if this creates an enclave.
It does not.
It does not?
No,
Okay.
ma'am.
I have a question. How many units are you going to put in there?
You mean as far as storage units?
Yeah.
We're still kind of working on the different uses. So this zoning part is just allowing the use, but we're going to look at different, the square footage and how it lays out is still the next step. We don't have details of that yet.
So all the trucks and everything that are going in and out of those units, they're coming in from St. Cloud, in Isle of Bronson, and then you got the shopping center, but that first street doesn't have a light or anything. It's the next block.
Correct. They'll be able to make a left in off Erlo and a right in, right out off of, we have to get DOT permits, of course, and that's all kind of the next step items. But yes, so they would use Big Sky, and then we'd also probably be granted access off 192 by FDOT.
Because
right-
right now, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Osceola Sheriff has to direct traffic there every Sunday.
Our trips, based on the proposed use, though, it's like our peak AM is like 9, and our peak PM is like 20. The good thing about the proposed use is the trips are very, 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 very low, and usually it's not peak times. People are moving it out, not peak traffic times.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I have another question for Melissa. I'm sorry. I thought the city was trying to get away from having storage unit type buildings on 192 in our business district.
Well, the concern with this project of mine is the fact that it was named Big Sky Storage Development. This will not approve the storage development. They would.
No, I understand that. I
Right.
understand this isn't a plan. This is just to change the zoning. I'm just
Mhm.
asking a general question.
Well, generally, I don't believe that the intent is to not allow storage. It's more so to provide architectural standards. So if it is a storage unit, it doesn't necessarily appear to be one. But we are working on an overlay along 192, which could potentially prohibit storage developments within the first 300 feet of 192. So I do believe we mentioned that to the applicant during the pre-application meeting. So that is a possibility, but it's not in place right now.
Okay. And I understand we're just looking at the zoning at this point. I just wanted to ask that question. Thank
Sure.
you.
Mhm.
So it's definitely going to be some kind of storage, or it could be something else.
I mean, I wouldn't say definitely, because I mean, obviously, once you get the zoning in place, you never know what's going to happen. But yeah, full disclosure, that's the plan right now.
Any other questions? I'll open up to the public. We'll close it to the public. Any final questions from the commission? Well, on the annexation.
What's
Do I
the-
have,
I've just
sorry.
announced each case for announcing
One,
the,
two, three.
calling for the motion.
it's on the annexation, ANX 20-0005, 2020-27. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion. Make
Have
a
a-
motion to recommend approval for ordinance number 2020-2020, I'm sorry, 2020-27, DRC case ANX 20-000005, based on the 16 findings within the Land Development Code.
I'll second it.
I have a motion by Ms. Rubin, a second by Mr. Oquendo. Do I have,
Call for a vote.
Uh,
Call for a vote.
yes, do I have a vote?
Aye.
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 Passes 4-0. Do I have a motion for the DRC case CPA 20-00006, 2020-28?
I'll make the motion. I make the motion to recommend approval of ordinance number 2020-28, DRC case CPA 20-000006, and to transmit to the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity for interagency review based on the 16 findings within the Land Development Code.
I have a motion made by Ms. Rubin. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
I have a second by Mr. Oquendo. All in favor?
Aye.
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 I said aye.
Passes 4-0. And do I have a motion for DRC case number ZMA 20-0006, 2020-29, zone mapping amendment?
I'll make the motion. I'll make the motion to recommend approval of ordinance number 2020-29, DRC case ZMA 20-000006, based on the 16 findings within the Land Development Code.
I have a motion by Ms. Rubin. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
I have a second by Mr. Oquendo. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passes 4-0. Anything else on the agenda?
And the next Planning Commission meeting will be November 17th at 6 PM. And until further notice, we will still be conducting the meetings here at this location.
Thank you. That's it.
Happy
Good
Halloween
evening.
to everybody.
Adjourn?
So the next meeting is on my birthday.
My birthday was the 30th.